Crack open a confetti craze 5-hour energy shot today.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
You know what they say about car crashes?
You know what they say about car crashes? You can't stop watching them. Can't stop. Driving by. Oh my God, that car's on fire. What's going on?
Happy tournament, brother.
That's the Wisconsin Badgers. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. We're live here at Cacti Park. Beautiful day here on a wonderful Thursday edition of Russo and Rizzo, March the 19th, 2026. It is the first day of the NCAA tournament. You know what's funny?
What's funny?
When we talked about it earlier this week when the bracket came out, Wisconsin, oh, they beat Purdue at Purdue. They beat Michigan at Michigan. They've had an amazing season. They're so impressive. Oh, my God, they're left and right. They get matched up with High Point, a team that, number one, made the tournament last year. Number two, hasn't lost basically since January as they godforsaken 5-12 game, which everybody knows an upset's coming from the 5-12. I was dead wrong there.
I was about to say,
Dead wrong.
Okay.
And Portland, Oregon, 1:50 Eastern Time, 10:50 a.m. They were doing the halftime report, and Nestler and Serbiak, who were on the call in Portland, said it's not even lunchtime. It wasn't even noon.
got burned with the travel schedule.
83-82. High Point takes the game over Wisconsin. For those who don't know enough about the Wisconsin Badgers, I went to Wisconsin, and I like college basketball. So part of the reason why you go to the Wisconsin is you think about the 2015 team that went down to the wire against Duke. You think about the team that knocked off Kentucky. You think about the team the year before that who lost to Kentucky in the Final Four. You think about all the great moments. The Florida game winner in the Sweet 16 on the way to the Elite Eight. You think about all these great moments. One coach. Greg Gard. You remember Bo Ryan? Of course, everybody remembers Bo Ryan.
Bo
Everybody
Ryan was
remembers
great.
Bo Ryan.
He was great. A legendary coach.
Everybody
Hall of
remembers
Fame.
Bo Ryan. Wow, he's a famous coach, excellent guy, great for the program, brought in great players, great coach. His partner in crime, Bo Ryan, walks away midseason. Greg Gard takes over about 11 years ago. And since then, they've lost to Oregon as a 5 seed. They moved on to the second round as a 3 seed, lost to 11 seeded Ohio State. They lost to Brigham Young University last year as a 3-6 game in Salt Lake City. They lost to James Madison as a 12 seed, as a 5 seed to a 12 out of the Sun Belt. And then today, they lost in the first round to High Point University. They are so lucky I don't run that school. I don't know why I would. But if I ran that school, I would fire everybody involved in the athletic program tonight. Greg Gard, no chartered plane. You find your way home. Here's a ticket to a, what do they call it? The Greyhound. Portland to Wisconsin. You think about your mistakes for the next 36 to 48 hours.
What, do you give him bus fare?
Yes. Pay for the bus ticket. That is as bad of a loss as I've ever seen Wisconsin face. They had a guy on High Point, Chase Johnston. He's wearing number 99. Number 99 is bad news in college basketball.
Very much so.
He made, coming into the game, he had 68 threes made on the season. He had 0 2-point makes on field goals. 0.
We should be easy to match up against, right? You know what he wants.
0 2-point makes on field goals. They had a go-ahead basket with 50 seconds to go off of a missed shot. First 2-point basket of the year made by Chase Johnson. I would fire Greg Gard tonight. And why do I say that? I'm not Mr. Guy. Oh, you're going to fire him. Who are you going to get?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for asking, Mike. Luke Murray, the head assistant at UConn, will take Wisconsin by the end of the day. We could have a replacement for Wisconsin basketball leadership by tomorrow. If you want to beat Purdue in the regular season, fine. If you want to beat Michigan in the regular season, fine. But you can't turn around in the NCAA tournament and lose to High Point. You cannot do that. Unacceptable. You can't beat Illinois twice. You can't beat Michigan State by 20 at home. You can't win on a game winner twice against Minnesota. You cannot do this throughout the season and give the fans hope that, you know what's going to be different this year? It's going to be different.
Yeah.
And then go and have High Point University. I know 2 people that have ever went to High Point. They both hated it. And you're going to have that phony, lousy school from North Carolina in the Big South knock you off? I got that right? I think they're in the Big South. They're going to knock off Wisconsin? I was sitting here with a poor security guard, Badger, from the 70s, telling me that he hasn't had a great Wisconsin school, a great Wisconsin basketball team, 11, 12 years. Fire the coach, fire the athletic director, get rid of the new chancellor, get rid of everybody involved in leadership with that school. Luke Murray, the head assistant at UConn, will take the job. Tim Russo can stay in my old apartment at Madison, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin basketball will take a steady ride upward. As bad of a loss, the big first upset of the day was Wisconsin to High Point. If you're going to win all these games, if you're going to have all these All-Americans, if you're going to bring in John Tanjay last year, if you're going to bring in A.J. Storr, but you can't afford him, and then you're going to bring in Nick Boyd, FAU Owl, who's been in college for about 17 years.
Agreed.
He graduated high school with Mike. You're going to have him come in, average 20 a game, 20 points a game, and then have that lousy shot to finish the game.
That was rough.
John Blackwell had 20 points in the first half. 20. He was a ghost in the second half. A ghost. And we're at Cacti Park. I was keeping an eye on the game while building this apparatus of a table that we have right in front of us. Watching a walk-off for the Astros against the Marlins. When it's raining and Wisconsin is losing to High Point. I would fire everybody involved. I would not let Guard on the plane. I would not let Nolan Winter on the plane. I would not let the assistant coaches on the plane because they are okay with mediocrity. The fans don't travel. The home field sucks. UC Camp Randall, jump around is a waste of time. They do varsity after every game. I couldn't think of a more godforsaken, stupid ritual that they do after every game. The football team stinks. The girls' volleyball team is great. The men's basketball team sucks. There's scandals with the women's basketball team. The hockey team is hot and cold. There hasn't been a more lackluster athletic program than the Wisconsin Badgers in the last 10 years in the Big Ten. I'm done with it. This happens at Ohio State. They get rid of the coach. This happens at Michigan. They get rid of the coach. This happens at Michigan State.
Yeah,
They'll get rid of the coach.
They will. They did in football this year.
They were not afraid to.
Yeah, they did in football. 2 years.
Maryland, they'll get rid of a coach. Oregon, good coaches in Oregon. I won't say that. USC, they're not afraid to get rid of coaches. UCLA, they're never afraid to get rid of coaches. I can't sit here and say that the Wisconsin Badgers, led by that phony Greg Gard, who is allergic to beating a non-conference opponent. Ben Brust, who is a host at ESPN Milwaukee, whose hero is Greg Gard, is as big of a phony as the rest of them because he refuses to make a call to Kaminsky, have Kaminsky call the AD and tell the AD to fire Gard. That's my way in.
Yeah.
I got no way to fire Gard.
Yep.
So I have to go via Ben Brust to Frank Kaminsky. They'll listen to Kaminsky.
Yep.
If Kaminsky walks in and says, I want a new coach, they will do it. They will do it. Frank Kaminsky, I plead with you, my God. Go to the athletic department and tell them to get rid of the coach. I cannot stand. And I'm not even surprised. I told Mike that they were going to lose that game.
You did.
I told Mike that there was a high probability they would lose that game. Why? Because Greg Gard stinks. Awful. Godforsaken coach. Luke Murray will take the job tomorrow. Tim Russo will stay in my old apartment. Wisconsin Badger, we'd be behind the bench
We would.
at every game.
We would.
doing the show from the Kohl Center. We tell the athletic department. You know they don't even let fans behind the benches at the Kohl Center?
Well,
it's
just
just
heckling?
It's just the old people who have the season tickets.
Okay. It's the boosters.
It's godforsaken. That's what it is. They cannot beat good teams. Let me go through this for a second. In 2018, they lost to Oregon as a 12 seed. In 2019, they were a godforsaken team. In 2020, no tournament. In 2021, they lost to the eventual champions Baylor in the second round. Fine, no second weekend. The year after that, Johnny Davis, big star, one of the biggest busts in the history of the NBA. Let's get that out of the way. Number one. Number two is they have a 3-seeded win the first round, second game they win Colgate. Then they have Iowa State coming into town in the second round, and it was one of the worst basketball games I've ever laid my eyes on. That was 2021. 2022, godforsaken AJ Storr.
Yeah.
Awful, awful, awful. Year after that, boom, missed the tournament, go to the NIT. They were in the NIT 3 years ago, you know that?
Yeah.
NIT. Then after that, I'll never forget this, at the Barstool Bar, that terrible establishment who didn't have good cable. They were watching that with 50 Wisconsin fans in Nashville, Tennessee, 2 years ago when they're playing James Madison as a 12 seed in the first round. And that game, mind you, was at the Barclays Center on a Friday night, and it was the worst scheduled game possible.
And also, Bickerstaff's kid lit you up that night, too.
Lit us up. Awful. They lost that game. James Madison, by the way, plays in the Sun Belt where there's 4 total teams above 500.
Correct.
Absolute joke. Then the next year, we get in the last year. Oh, my gosh, John Tonje, what a star.
Yep.
24 points per game. I think he's in the Bulls organization now. All this success, this, that, and the other. They go into the tournament. They play Montana. Big Sky. We hate the Big Sky. No Big Sky team's ever going to win a big game. They beat Montana in the first round. Then they go and they play BYU in the second round. BYU, who, by the way, didn't have an A.J. Dibanza sitting there. It was Richie Saunders and Kobe Keita, who are still there, and Saunders done for the year, and Keita stinks. And they dominated Wisconsin in the second round. If you're going to be a college basketball coach, how do we grade them? You can't grade them all by championships because only the Blue Bloods usually win championships. You could grade them by where they go in the tournament. You make Elite Eights, you make Sweet 16s, you have a crazy one year, you go to the Final Four. That immortalizes you at a lot of schools. That's all Wisconsin's looking for. You know how much that Ben Brustlot and the 2015-16 Wisconsin team, how much they juice the hell out of that Final Four run they have?
Yep.
They still do meetings. They still try to sell out these theaters with the 2015 Wisconsin Badgers. Yeah. Why?
What'd they win?
Nothing. Talk about juicing it.
What'd they win? Yeah. Well,
there hasn't been a great team since then. And they're selling out theaters and auditoriums and doing meet and greets. Guys, it was 12 years ago. Yeah. We haven't had a team since. Can we fire the coach?
Here's the thing, Kyle. This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Enough's enough.
What?
I think enough's enough, no? You tell me. You went through, by the way, hell of a memory on this kid. You went through every single run that you guys had the last 10 years. It's ended with nothing but not going to the second round. The only time Guard went to the second round was with Bo Ryan's team. Am I wrong on this?
Second round or second weekend you're talking
Second
about?
weekend.
Second weekend, yes.
Second
the
weekend.
Year they came out, it was the Chioza year.
Okay. All right.
I remember Chris Chioza, the game winner.
It was Bo Ryan's team. So my saving grace for you is maybe this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. You can't lose that game. I agree with you. You can't lose that game. The Big Ten in general. I mean, Ohio State already went down. Wisconsin went down. This is
we're down. Illinois,
this is a conference.
The scholars are taking down Illinois.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Oh, yeah,
the
dude,
scholars at Penn are taking down Illinois.
What I'm saying is this is a conference that hasn't won a championship since Mateen Cleaves and Michigan State. So I know you're in agony. I'm in agony as an Ohio State man as well.
It's just
but
this
is the conference.
It's a terrible tournament conference.
Yeah, it's not a good tournament conference when it comes to the NCAA tournament.
They cannot win big games.
My heart is with you because I thought Wisconsin was better in a 5 seed.
I
thought they were better in a 5 seed.
They had the best wins in the country. They had the best wins in the country.
I would agree with that. They have some bad losses, but they have some good wins. This is a year where the NCAA tournament is very deep. Shame on me yesterday for saying Cinderella is dead. Duke's about to lose to Siena. I know you're going through it right now, but Duke is down 10 points. They've been down 10 points since 30 seconds in the ball game. I mean, they tipped off they were down 10 points.
This would be a bigger upset than Virginia and Fairleigh Dickinson over Purdue.
I would agree. So it stinks, Colin. It's one of those things where it always sucks when your team is the one that gets upset. I just went through the same thing with Holtman with Oral Roberts. Holtman was a 2 seed. They lost to Obamas and Oral Roberts. That game sucked. Okay, Kentucky with Jack Golke. All right, you got Golke today, bro. That kid, number 99 for High
Chase
Point,
Johnston,
out of this world. That guy was unconscious. You were up 87 to 8. What was it? 67, 63, 67,
69, 61.
And that kid hit a 3. You go, Mikey hit a 3 because you're up 4.
Hitting something from
I'm like, you're
gonna
pull. I'm like, all right, they're gonna pull away. As Colin said, we're trying to set up this apparatus that we're set up here on remote. All right. And I'm like, all right, I can look away. Oh, no, the kid hit another 3. What? He hit another 3. And then the play that lost you the game was when the kid had his first 2-point bucket of the year. What a bad bounce of the basketball that thing took on that shot. And it was a bad shot.
And they got it, and they immediately fired it up. They fired it up.
And that kid knew to leak out. He was cherry-picking like my buddy Mike Lahr at the Strongsville Rec. All right, that's a tough one to swallow. Bro, that's a tough one to swallow. And,
you're in my position. You're pro-fire the coach?
Oh, my God. I would have tried fire. You're talking to an Ohio State fan. I would have tried to fire that guy 2 years ago. After JMU, I would have got on the airwaves and got on his, you know what, all right?
So imagine they win these crazy games in the regular season, and they can never do anything in the postseason.
But, I just feel like this is accepted at Wisconsin. That's what you were trying to explain, is that this mediocrity that your program is going through, it's accepted. And that's not acceptable. It's not. And listen, Ben Brust, great guy, all right? He's a teammate of ours, a good karma.
He needs to help us fire guard. If he wants to be a good teammate of Wisconsin basketball, help us fire guard.
Someone needs to call him and ask him if he's okay with losing to High Point. You lost to High Point.
2 years ago, you lost to James Madison. Last year, you didn't make it to the second weekend with a 3-seeded team.
You going to be all right?
Yeah, I'll be.
Okay,
yeah. I'm not surprised. I told you, I'm not surprised.
But listen, that's why I'm not getting on your case about it. Because you told me yesterday.
Because I'm not surprised.
But here's the thing.
I'm not Wisconsin homer. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I know
not
you're not. Here's the thing, though. When it actually happens, that's when the true fandom comes out. It's one thing to say, I don't trust them, they're going to lose. But when it actually happens and you're in the moment for it, that's the worst.
Because I know there's a better solution out there. There's a better solution than what they are getting.
Hindsight 2020.
Call the Siena guy.
Maybe
call Jerry McNamara if Syracuse doesn't want him.
Yeah, he'll probably get Syracuse. Right. That guy. If he beats
Duke, he's gonna get UNC if he. UNC's gonna call
when
him.
When UNC loses first round, you might not be wrong.
And Hubie Davis gets out of there, but
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, happy tournament, brother. Listen, I know
both our teams are dusted. I got UConn tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Which is why I was excited, because I was going to have this full 2 days, and the team that you think Wisconsin pisses me off, UConn pisses me off.
Yeah.
So if UConn has struggles on Friday night against Furman, I'm going to be livid.
Now, here's the thing. Ohio State, I just, win a game. I didn't really have expectations. We're a football school.
You would have had Siena.
I mean, Siena is.
Can you imagine if they beat TCU? They would have had Siena.
Yeah.
That team would have been an Elite Eight.
Yeah. Oh, my God, Colin.
They would have had St. John's.
Oh, my God.
They would have lost by 100 points to St. John's. But
yeah, well, we'll see. Patino, keep in mind, busted everyone's bracket last year. What I was saying, though, Kentucky, I don't expect. I almost picked Santa Clara this morning. And if anything, I'm almost to your point. Kentucky doesn't mess around. They'll fire the coach. If Mark Pope loses first or second round, he's probably out of a job. So I'm like. And I stopped. I think I told you this yesterday. I stopped caring about if my bracket is competitive about 5 years ago when I got Golke'd. You know what I mean? With Jack Golke. You got Golke. You know what? I don't feel bad there because you got on my case about that.
Listen,
you got on my case about that.
I had a tremendous amount of joy watching the Jack Golke game.
And you were very. You were very anti-Calipari yesterday, so I kind of think
I'm anti-guard. I'm not pro-guard. This is like me trying to defend guard right now. I'm not trying to defend guard.
All right, right now, Siena's up 9 on Duke. Duke has not been able to close that 9, 10-point gap all game.
Did you see this, by the way? They got Noah Eagle on the Westwood One radio call, and then they go, but basically 15 feet to his right, and Ian Eagle, his father, is doing the TV call with Bill Raftery. How about that? That's awesome. Love that.
You said this would be the biggest upset in NCAA history?
I think so. This Duke team is better than that Purdue team, and they're better than that Virginia team was.
The Purdue one was
This is the number 1 overall seed.
I know. The Purdue one was just very bad because, Colin, the tallest player, I believe, on Fairleigh Dickinson was like 6'6", 6'7", and Purdue just had the biggest team in the country. But
oh my gosh,
this is like I say Cinderella is dead.
We're rooting
and look
for
at what's
we're
happening.
at High Point, and we're rooting for Sienna here.
I don't even care about my bracket. I gave my 30 Imperial credits donation. It's Colin, we're Catholic. You know how they do in the pews.
Are we still alive? Are we still with us?
Are we here? Are we here? Yeah, let's just put it this way. I got up to do an impersonation of the Catholic Church with the brooms and the pews.
People, and they guilt people into giving money.
So if you're on the YouTube chat, Mike, here you go. Please, where's your donation to the church? I made my 30 Imperial credit donation. I could care less about the bracket. I do not care about a
money
bracket.
today. I burned money today. I answered like 5 different brackets.
Yeah, you're done.
I burned money.
Now, hang on.
I don't know if I'm dead, but I still have Wisconsin.
Colin, if Duke loses, we're dead. And hang on, the Wi-Fi devices.
Mike, you screwed this up. Mike's had a rough showing. Let's go to break. We'll figure.
Hang on.
We got to regroup.
I also lost an AirPod.
Wisconsin's coach.
I also lost an AirPod.
You haven't found that yet?
I've not found that.
Oh God.
We're yeah.
You know what make this better? If a black thunderstorm cloud just goes right over us and starts raining and thundering on us.
That's the kind of day we're having right now.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez, it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey, and time is running out for spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. So don't miss your chance to see the Miami Marlins and St. Louis Cardinals take the field in Jupiter. Visit online to view the schedule and to see the full lineup of special promotions and events. And be sure to check out the brand new Jupiter Medical Center Champions Club.
Yep,
Tickets, a lot of suites, mini plans, VIP experiences, and more are all on sale right now at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather,
I'll give $1,500 to the first person that can make Greg Gard's job go away. That's my price.
Kyle, you won't spend $20 on a burrito.
I'll spend $1,500 for Greg Gard to get fired.
Okay, that's what it said. That's what it takes.
And if you know me, that's
money.
a lot.
Oh my God.
$1,500.
Colin,
wherever you get Wisconsin's head coach, Greg Gard, fired.
Let's put it this way. Colin went to Wisconsin to see his college buddies and probably spent $150 on the trip grand total. He got his flight comped through a partner of ours. And then what? You spent $150 on like $2 beers? Or no, you had to get one round of Guinness car bombs?
Bear fights.
Bear fights?
Yes.
God, you Wisconsiners, man.
Been a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall.
Scons, man.
My friends Mark Anijar and Glenn Levine are the type that have your back. I want to talk about reliability. The duo that will show up in the tournament when it really comes down to it, that's Mark Anijar and Glenn Levine. They don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Don't settle for just any attorney. Go get the best. Go demand the best. Go and demand Anijar and Levine. Take back your control of your life. Take that one phone call. Don't wait. Call the free consultation today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anijar and Levine. 13:40 to go in the first round of the East bracket. And Duke is down 3 to Siena, 16-seeded Siena, who is a Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference champion with Jerry McNamara. By the way, Siena, who won about 5 games 2 years ago. And then Jerry McNamara, the former Syracuse assistant, former Syracuse great player, played there for 4 years in the early 2000s, who was being floated for the Syracuse job. He is leading this team on quite a triumphant charge.
Yeah.
Duke, the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, and they're in danger of losing. Now, I actually have a feeling that Duke's going to close this out and eke back into this game, but you never say never.
No,
this would turn everybody's bracket upside down.
It would. I have Duke winning the whole bracket. I told you that yesterday. I went with a lot of chalk in my Final Four. I went with Houston. I went with Duke. I went with Arizona, and I went with Michigan. I kind of rode your coattail on Arizona.
Well, thank God.
Yeah. Post-show.
This Duke team is not all that.
Post-show, Colin goes, Mike, you got to trust me on Arizona. I'm like, you know what? I can do that.
I'm glad we're not on Duke.
I mean, I'm on.
You would never take Michigan.
Duke's winning my bracket, but it's okay. They're going to pull away from is Metro the same thing as Quinnipiac?
Yeah.
That's your conference.
Fairfield?
Yeah, it's your conference.
Siena, Merrimack?
Remember we took the Fairfield?
Manhattan?
Didn't we take a Fairfield over and got
sure
burned
did.
at Kingdom Come?
Sure did.
Great
conference.
Bet. It was a
good
bet.
basketball
It's a great
conference,
bet.
too. It is a very underrated basketball conference. But that's what Siena won. And they were awesome in that final game. I believe they played Merrimack.
Yeah, and they are burning the nets behind the arc right now. They have 2 baskets in the second half. They're both threes.
Siena?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 baskets in the second half. They're both threes. It seems like right when Duke goes to close the gap, they bang another 3. Colin, is this not – I'm sorry, man. I told you, like, growing up, I would have my friend Brooke. She would write us letters. She would pretend to be our mother on the telephone. Like, we would do anything to get out of – this is the best sports day of the year.
My favorite sports day of the year.
Just, like, give me all right, a better, like, playoff, like the NFL playoffs,
you know
all right?
what?
I could listen to that. I love the college football playoff.
When
but
it coincides with the World Series.
One singular day, these next 2 days are the best days in sports. I'm sorry.
You know,
they are.
It's just a vibe because everybody's on top of it. You know
Yeah.
what's great? Like, we're here, we're setting up for the show today, and we got, 2 guys who work here at Cacti Park. We got a security guard, we got the media person, and we're all huddled around watching Wisconsin lose to High Point.
Colin had a war council surrounding him. We had 15 workers behind Colin watching the end of that game today. We had 50, and the whole time Colin, and I'm trying to set up the broadcast equipment on my laptop. Mike, they scored. Mike, they tied it.
They scored it again.
Because I kept telling Colin, I'm like, they're going to pull away, dude. It's High Point. You're not losing. Mike, they scored again. That's what today is about. That's what today is about. Bruce Thornton for Ohio State had a heave at the end of the game and a chance to win. It's all you can ask for. I regret nothing in that game. Now, granted, 5 seconds after the game, I said I'd rather get blown out by 30 than lose like that. But, you have a cigarette break and you think about it. You go, you know what? That team showed up for me today. I didn't expect a lot from that team this year, and they showed up. Colin, on the other hand, he's about to leave Cacti Park tonight, be in Wisconsin in 14 hours, and personally escort Greg Gard off of the jet and into his car and out of the state of Wisconsin. See, that's March Madness. That's the
That
love
should be.
of March.
There is nothing like a school that likes overperforming in the regular season and not doing anything in the postseason. That to me is the epitome. It is the Steelers of college
Penn
basketball.
State football. Penn
It is
State football.
The Penn State football. Who does? Here's the thing. You're talking about football versus basketball.
Yeah.
Football, it's impossible to win these games. It's impossible to have an all-time great team.
Yep.
But with basketball, anybody has a chance. You know, you're playing High Point. It's not Penn State walking in and taking on a Notre Dame team. You're playing High Point. Duke, you're playing Siena.
I know.
The amount of money that's put into Duke's roster, and they're a private school, so I imagine this is a $15 million roster. Comparatively to Siena, Siena probably has $1 million compiled amongst this entire roster.
Easily.
So it goes to show how it's anybody's sport when you really get down to it in college basketball, and you really need to get just 40 minutes. It is so much easier to be able to steal a game. But now we're sitting here. Siena's up 4 on Duke with 12:30 to go.
I find
that
it,
would be the
yeah.
big. I thought Wisconsin was huge upset. This would blow it out of the water. And
Yeah,
we have Hawaii, who just started against Arkansas, which you should get that going right here on the left. So Hawaii, Arkansas. You got all these great games throughout the day. We had started it off with TCU and Ohio State.
Ohio State.
And Mike and I were watching it in the conference room of our prestigious ESPN West Palm offices alongside a couple coworkers. And we were getting riled up.
I was
rooting for Ohio State, too.
I was rooting
for them, too.
I was getting in trouble. I just, they were down 15 at halftime, and they came screaming back. And, early reactions when they lost and the way they lost the game winner by TCU, the miss by Bruce Thornton at the end, I go, I'd rather lose by 30 than that. But, like I said, you sit on it, you have a smoke break, and it's just like, you know what, man? That was a fun game. That first 8-9 game is always crazy. But March is all about expectations. If Duke goes down to Siena, this will historically be the biggest choke job ever. Great guard losing to High Point.
That's par for the course.
But it's still a disgrace, and it's still unacceptable. That's just the ebbs and flows of March Madness. Duke can't score. They haven't had a bucket in 3 minutes. They haven't had a bucket since the 14-minute mark. The 15-minute mark, it's 11:36. Who knew that, Siena was the Detroit bad boy Pistons?
And by the way, Siena, who has 5 starters who have played all 29 minutes up until this point in the game.
Yeah. You said that was a theme that Ohio State combined 7 bench points combined in that Ohio State TCU game. The Buckeyes had 4, TCU had 3.
Trust their starters. They're like, no, I'm not doing it.
Dude, and and especially if you're a veteran group, I'm assuming Siena has to be a veteran group under Jerry McNamara. I'll tell you what. No matter what happens, Duke could win this game by 15, 20 points. Jerry McNamara's phone is going to be ringing off the hook with the way that he is taking Duke to the brink of destruction. Everybody I've heard from Duke, this is the most athletic Duke team ever. They got 2 top 5 draft picks on this Duke team.
Oh, my gosh.
These guys,
55-52, Siena's up.
They're taking them to the basket. The Siena's going to the basket like it's Michael in the 90s at will. Arkansas up 9-0 on your Rainbow Warriors. You don't switch, by the way. It's funny because
I just saw a switch too. I must have been misled.
So yesterday, folks, if you listen to Colin and I do a bang-up job of putting a bracket together, him and I both looked at each other and said we love the 5 seeds. How ironic the 5 seed that goes down is Colin's Badgers. I know I keep saying it, but that's March. That is March Madness. Colin, Arkansas is – the more I watch this game, Hawaii might score 13 points at halftime. They might have
wrong.
They might have
Let them
13
get loosened up.
points
Let them
at
get
halftime.
loosened up, Mike. They flew across the ocean.
Dude, Brazil is. I love this.
888-760-3776. Which game has destroyed your bracket to this point? 888-760-3776. I think it goes without showing that Siena, who's now up 6 with 9:42 to go, would break everybody's bracket. But is your bracket already dead? Is it still alive? Did you have Siena winning? If you did, tell us the lottery numbers. 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. A great Thursday of college basketball currently going on right now. If Duke, who is struggling right now, oh my goodness, John Shire, another big phony.
Yeah, and you mentioned the late game,
They're
lack
4
of
for
late
20
game
from
coaching.
3-point. Oh, gosh.
I mean, they're the biggest team in the country. They're not slowing this thing down and going down low. They are chucking, Colin. Sienna, that's how you – but to be fair, and one.
Did you watch Miami of Ohio last night?
I was dead wrong, dude. I was dead wrong.
Is that team fun?
Granted,
that team was fun.
It was a home game, and can I say –
it was a home game.
And can I say something? SMU stinks.
Stinks.
How the hell were they in that game?
Terrible.
Who was on? Was the bubble that bad that team was considered for
and
the
they were missing
tournament?
one of their better players, but yes, B.J. Edwards.
What a joke that SMU team was.
But Miami of Ohio was fun. They led the whole game, led by 10 the whole game. They shot 43 threes.
Listen, for the record, I'm a graduate from Ohio University. I went to Ohio State as well. I love the Bobcats. Stand up and cheer. Battle of the Bricks. I can't stand Miami. But that was a fun game.
You're going to root for them against Tennessee?
Absolutely not. I hope they lose by 30. They're a rival. They're a rival. I hope they lose by 30. I'll root for Akron and John Gross. John Gross, former Ohio Bobcat coach who took him to the Sweet 16. Also John Gross. All right, former Illinois coach. He was the coach before Brad Underwood took over the program. So, yes, I will be rooting for Akron, but Miami could go to hell.
You know what I don't like, too?
If
you're a 5 seed and you're playing a 12, I do not like being the first team to play, and I don't like being the last team to play of the 5 seeds, of the 4 or 5 seeds.
The 12s have been so poor as of late, the last couple of tournaments, though, that, I have no problem.
There's always one.
No,
That's the same way. James Madison, there's always one that sneaks in the wings. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because if you are a 5 seed and the other 5 seeds have won, there's a little extra pressure on you not to be that team that drops to 12.
Yep.
Now that Wisconsin has dropped that 12 game, the other 5, Vanderbilt's in the middle of Big East right now, and they're leading by 3 right now, but 15 to go. But the way I look at it is Wisconsin, that 12 seed's won. We're all good. 888-760-3776. Ernie in West Palm, I believe, joining us now. Ernie in Wisconsin. Ernie, talk me off a ledge. Do we fire this coach? Welcome into the program.
I say be gone, my friend. Be gone. Find someone. Find his replacement quick. Anybody. Someone now. Right now, let's say, to be honest, this Duke is going to be the one that's going to bust a lot of people's brackets. Even though I don't have Duke on mine, Final Four. I mean, I have them on the Final Four, but my champion is Michigan. Go Blue. Let's see.
You're Ernie from Wisconsin. You just said go Blue?
I'm not from Wisconsin. I'm from West Palm Beach. I don't know who said Wisconsin.
Why did I hear Wisconsin? Why did I hear Wisconsin?
We're thinking about Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Ernie's called in, but yes.
Go Blue, Ernie. You sound like you're from the Bronx. How does that make sense?
Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Yes, I am from New York, and yes,
You're supposed to be a Penn State fan.
Blue guy.
You're supposed to be a Penn State fan. All you Northeast guys are Penn State fans.
I'm not a Penn State fan.
Okay.
I could have been. You know what? I could have been an Orange fan. Maybe a Orange or maybe.
Syracuse. They need a coach. They need Lou Murray.
Yeah, I mean, Ernie, what can I say is Wisconsin needs to fire their coach. And if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody within the Wisconsin Athletic Department, please make a call on favor of Colin Russo and just get them to fire that coach ASAP. Could you do that for me, Ernie? Thank you, Ernie.
I'll do that for you. You know what? I'll lock him up. I'm a locksmith. I'll just lock him up in the locker room. That way he doesn't come out to the second half.
That's last resort. Thank you, Ernie, for the call.
My man, Ernie.
Yeah, the locksmith. Ernie the locksmith.
So hang on. Damian Perez is back at the City Boy Studios at downtown West Palm Beach.
Damian, did you tell us Wisconsin?
I swear I heard Wisconsin on that, Dame.
I think with all the excitement, I understood Wisconsin.
Oh, so Damian had Wisconsin.
It was my mistake. I just had Wisconsin on my mind.
I heard Wisconsin.
Ernie in Wisconsin.
I'm like, Ernie?
Where's Ernie coming from?
Ernie, are you in Skowhegan drinking beer and eating cheese, brother? Where you at?
Gosh.
Duke is, I mean.
61-66.
This is
a
game. I mean, this is the game of the tournament. This might be the game of the tournament. Sienna, Jerry McNamara.
How about UConn, too? This puts UConn in a good spot.
Yeah, it does. It puts the East in a good spot in general. St. John's licking their chops. TCU licking their chops.
Who has knocked off your bracket? Do you have any big upsets that have already hit? Let us know. 888-760-3776. I haven't heard from Joe in a while. Joe in Jupiter, welcome on into Russo and Rizzo. What do you got for us?
What's he got? First of all, I hadn't heard Ernie's voice in a while. He's blue. He's New York Giants blue. That's who he is. We used to call him together licking each other's chops because I'm a diehard Cowboy fan and he's a Giants fan, and we've had a lot of fun together over the years, way back in the Ken LaVicka days. I'm pretty sure you know.
Yeah,
So
right. We know Ernie. We just get confused. We heard Ernie in Wisconsin. I was under the impression that
what?
First-time caller from Milwaukee, but I guess not. All right, Joe, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I heard the name. I'm like, he's not from Wisconsin. He's from here. He's a Blue. Anyways, good to hear his voice, Ernie, if you're still listening. We'll chat it up. Good luck with your Giants. But as far as the tournament, I know that, they were talking about how they manage their brackets and stuff. And, I used to invest financially a little bit in the tournament for many, many years, but now I don't as much. But right now, what I'm looking for in my spot, and I'm sorry about your Wisconsin team, by the way, I do finance a little bit, but not near as much. I am looking right now because, of course, I'm a diehard Dallas Mavericks fan. You probably know, and I'm looking more at the players that are going to come out of here as stars. I can go way back to when Carmelo Anthony was with Syracuse, and look what he became when they won the championship. God, 20-something years ago.
Yep.
I'm looking at these names at the top. The guard from Arkansas, the BYU guy, of course Boozer, and then the Duke guy. No, that's Boozer. What's the other guy's name?
AJ Dybansa, you're
the one that's kind of hurt.
Oh, Darren Peterson.
Peterson.
Darren Peterson from Kansas.
Peterson. And right now we're sixth. We got a six. We got the six best odds to get one of the top picks. And so pair any one of those with Luka, and there's a few others out there. So I'm looking for good games, like there's going to be, and then seeing who hopefully can be a future Maverick. And so I'm sure there's others that are looking for that as well. But that's my take on the way I'm looking at the tournament right now. So thanks for having me on. Good talking with you guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe watched this as an NBA. That's how the NBA fans watch this tournament. That's
Correct.
true. The NBA fans watch this tournament of who can we get.
They need to watch it to remember how to play defense in that league again as well. But
Hawaii's in a lot of trouble.
Colin, they're going to have.
It's 17-4.
Colin, they're going to have 13 points.
Make
at
that
halftime.
3, Hawaii. Oh,
I tried. You tried. Don't tell me you actually picked that.
I don't think I did, but I was high on
Don't
Hawaii.
tell me you actually.
It's in my Hard Rock Bet parlay.
You hate Cal. That dude, your Cal hatred. A 3, bang! The Razorbacks 20-4. I mean, dude, your coach Cal hate has blinded you. It has blinded you with the Rainbow
20-7.
Warriors.
We're not dead. We're not dead.
Oh God,
the Rainbow Warriors are not dead.
Listen. I'm sweating. Listen, like I told you guys, I don't care about the bracket. If Duke loses, whoop-de-doo. But my God, I would love to have a bracket after 3 hours. Can I at least have my hopes up for 3 hours?
0 substitutions from Siena, 17 from Duke. Both shooting 42% from the field. Duke is 5 for 24 from three-point range.
Like I told you, me paying for my March Madness every year is the broom in the pew and me donating. But at the same time, can you give me 3 hours of hope? Can I hope for my bracket for 3 hours?
The last school to play their entire starters the entire game was DePaul in the 1979 national semifinal against Indiana State, which had Larry Bird on the team, who famously went on to go and play Michigan State in the championship. But how about that? So the last time that there has been 5 guys in and 5 guys have stayed in the entire game. That's what Siena's done right now with 5 minutes to go. They're not making any subs, barring any major foul trouble. That's what they're dealing with. They're playing a 2-3 on Duke, and they are getting away with it. They are getting away with it. Bizarre situation right now in the round of 64 in the East bracket in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, and it's I blame myself because I said Cinderella is dead. The NIL killed Cinderella.
Well, let's hope they close this out.
I mean, if Duke loses to Siena, that hurts. I know
I'm
gonna have 40 people calling. Oh, Riz, you stick in the mud, dude. I don't need Siena beating Duke, bro. We don't need this. We're all good. They're going to lose by 30 points to TCU, who's going to go down low to
David Punch
and Xavier Edwards. All right, the guy who hit the game winner. They're going to go down low and stranglehold them by 20. We've seen this. Remember Jack Golke and what they did to Kentucky? He goes, "We're not a Cinderella." The next round, it was embarrassing. It's great for what? 30 minutes? You get 30 minutes of dopamine, and then it's like, oh God, all right. Now we're done. I'm out on it. Come on, I need
Root
Duke.
for the little guy. You're hating on the little guy right now. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. We're live here at Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. The first day of the NCAA tournament. Who has knocked you out? Who are your champions? 888-760-3776. Do you believe in Cinderella still? Do you have a Cinderella in your bracket? Let us know. 888-760-3776. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
That's the buzzer. And on Hard Rock Bet, buzzer beaters mean bonus bets. Every time a team you bet to win or cover hits a game-winning buzzer beater, you score a $25 bonus bet. An extra $25 on top of your winnings. Just opt in and bet $5 on any team. As many teams as you want, all tourney. Win bonus bets at the buzzer. Only on Hard Rock Bet.
Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
This is it. The final week of spring training at Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches is here. And once it's over, you gotta wait till next year for baseball in West Palm Beach. It's live Major League Baseball, afternoon games, evening games, Astros and Nationals action every single day. If you've been meaning to go, this is your moment. What are you waiting for? These are the last home games of the spring, and the last home game is coming up fast on March 22nd. Don't miss baseball in your backyard. Check the schedule and secure your seats now at cactipark.com.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 5
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3, live here at Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches, where it's the last week. Go get your tickets today at Cacti Park, because you could go see the Astros, you could go see the Nationals, see some of the top teams in baseball, top players in baseball, play in an intimate environment like it is at spring training. Just only a couple days left, last weekend of it before opening day is just around the corner. So go take advantage, go get some tickets today at cactipark.com. Bring the family, go get a family 4-pack, which is 4 tickets, 4 dogs, 4 drinks, and 4 chips. You could do that. Go check out some fireworks nights. Check out all the illustrious schedules that they have and the illustrious promos that this great park has. It's right down here in West Palm Beach. It's easy to get in and out. Come for a couple innings. Bring the family. Go meet friends here. Whatever you got to do, get down to Cacti Park and check out cactipark.com to get your tickets today. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, ESPN 106.3 with Damian Perez. It's Russo and Rizzo. 888-760-3776. Duke is leading Siena in the under 4 timeout. 3:56 to go. 63-61. There's your score there. Arkansas is leading Hawaii 26-9. Vanderbilt is up close against McNeese with 11:42 to go. They are leading by 6 points there. Wisconsin lost to High Point. Ohio State lost to TCU. Louisville, surprisingly, beat USF. Your big upset of the bracket so far. Who's your big Cinderella? 888-760-3776. We'll go to Stuart. Chalk and Stuart joins us now on Russo and Rizzo. Chalk, welcome in. What do you got for us?
Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to be the first of the 100 guys that are going to call you trash in your in-out take. But not really. I'm just kidding.
What's take are we crashing?
Sorry, you cut out there, partner. What are
the
you
NIL take,
Oh, I agree. Cinderellas are alive and well. Siena's keeping up. I agree.
I'm actually kidding. I actually agree with you. But if it was 2 out of 3, the lower seeds would never win.
Yep.
But there's still a chance that they get full of themselves, just like FAU did a few years ago. And then every round, everybody said, FAU's going to get destroyed this round. Final 4, they didn't belong, and they actually did pretty good.
Yeah. Well, let me get your perspective here. Do you make a bracket now with no Cinderellas?
I don't make brackets.
You don't make a bracket?
You don't do your yearly.
Do you watch the games?
Chalk.
You're on top of the games. You don't make a bracket?
Chalk. You don't do your donation?
I did take off work today. But I did take off work today to watch everything.
You took off work today, but you didn't make a bracket?
He just bets on everything.
No.
Hard Rock bet. You bet on everything, don't you?
Yeah,
Hard Rock.
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah, we got him.
He's sitting there gambling.
We got him.
They're good friends at Hard Rock Bet.
Yeah, you're gambling.
So, Chalk, with a name like that.
No, I'm not.
So let me get this.
I'm a closet gambler, right?
Hang on. Chalk, with a name like Chalk, you must be a Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan, right? Am I right on that?
No, I have a recording studio in Palm Beach, and I
see.
Jack Nicholson. So it's kind of weird. No,
Who's your team then? Last thing here, Chalk. Who's your team?
I was actually rooting for Miami for some weird reason because I went to Marshall University, and that was our rival. Like one of you guys that went to Ohio University. I used to hate Miami University, and I'm rooting for the Hurricanes. I'm a Hurricane grad, so
there you go.
Both Miami's in my teams. I could have made a bracket all the way, right?
There you go. Miami versus Miami. Appreciate the call, Chalk.
What a guy. Just sitting back, gambling on every game.
I think the first time caller with that. We haven't heard from Chalk before.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Thanks for calling in. That's great.
Why I had to ask. Rock Chalk, Jayhawk Chalk, or
doesn't care about the brackets.
Couldn't care less.
Every game, heads, tails, how many commercial breaks there are.
No, he's on the live line.
Chalk's got money on it.
He's refreshing that live line.
He probably took Duke when they were down, 6 to Siena.
Siena,
by the way, he hasn't scored in 5 minutes.
All right, good. Go away. Time to go away.
I disagree.
You had your
65-61, Duke leading.
Well, who do you have out of that? Who do you have out of that region?
UConn.
Yeah, that's why you don't care. Fair play. And granted, if Ohio State were still alive, I probably, that's a free Sweet 16 if Siena's there.
And Siena can't get a rebound. They're running out of gas here.
Good. Use the clock. Drain the clock. Told you, my brother's a Duke fan. I don't mind Duke.
You'd see David versus Goliath. You'd root for Goliath.
Colin, let's not get biblical here. I am a Catholic. I'm rooting for David.
You would root. No, you're not. Because we have David right in front of us, and you're rooting for Goliath.
I'd rather see Duke and St. John than TCU and St. John. Is that
You
fair?
would rather see Cal Baptist and Siena in the Sweet 16 comparatively?
No, I don't want to see them anywhere near the Sweet 16. Nowhere near the Sweet 16. As a 16 seed, absolutely not.
Sounds to me like you need to start rooting for David instead of Goliath.
Can you cut it out, dude? I'm an Ohio State football fan. There's no such
There's
thing
your Goliath.
as David.
There's your Goliath.
There's no such thing as
no
David.
Wonder. No wonder.
All right?
Ohio State fan. You love Goliath.
I'm a third-generation Buckeye fan.
You love Calipari. You love Kentucky.
Cal.
And you love Duke.
Yeah, I like Calipari.
And you love
Duke. I wish
Duke.
he was still the damn coach at Kentucky.
You are a Goliath fan.
How is it that
you can't stand the little guy?
I mean, bro, that's not true. Listen, you know the story. I went to Ohio State, and I went to Ohio University. Ohio University's the little guy. I have 2 schools. I went to a little guy. I love the Bobcats.
You root for the Goliath over the David.
If my Bobcats aren't in it, I'm rooting for the
Poor
good
Ohio had to go against Ohio State and, kept it competitive for that
By
first
the way,
couple of quarters.
The boys were calling me phonies because you want to know what my friends were calling that game? The Rizzo Bowl, and I was nowhere in sight.
Where were you?
I had Inter Miami that week.
You were at Inter Miami.
I had obligations. But I had 4 people reach out to me and go, it's the Rizzo Bowl.
And it was a
you were
competitive
not
game.
there
Competitive game.
for a quarter.
You love Goliath. All right, it's fine. Jeez. Don't be an underdog near Rizzo. He's going to root against you. He can't stand underdogs.
Dude, Duke.
You can't stand the little guy. It's all right.
You're just a UConn fan, and you want to waltz to the Final Four.
It's not true. I want UConn.
Actually, you should be rooting for Duke because if Siena wins, St. John's going to you're going to face off against St. John's, and you won't have a prayer.
There's a good point.
You won't have a prayer. You rather see Duke than St. John.
Not even a question.
Okay.
I completely agree.
All right.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez will loop into the program, do a little 5 and 5 next. We got Steve Politziner at 5:20. First day of the NCAA tournament, 4-point game, McNeese Vandy. Let's get that up there on ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Celebrate 10 years of the SWA Runaway 5K on Saturday, April 11th at 7:30 a.m. Run or walk on the beautiful SWA Greenway Trail System at the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Individual, group, and virtual participants are invited to join the fun. All proceeds support the nonprofit Resource Depot with their efforts to inspire creativity and community engagement through the reuse of waste. To register and learn more, visit swa.org/5K.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, the job works in your favor. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more on materials they rely on every day. Get up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more, and up to 25% off Pergo Evercraft laminate flooring. Put Pro Savings Days to work for you. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Right now, there may be another driver swerving in and out of lanes, tailgating others, and just won't let up on the gas. It may be stressful, but keep doing you. Because you are going the speed limit, using that blinker like a pro, and embracing the space with the driver in front of you. Nice. Let's keep our roads chill.
Brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey, ref, timeout, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
Second hour of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Live here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon here at Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches. March 19th, 2026. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. Got a little bit of doubleheader action today. A lot of Met fans piling in here as we close out spring training here over this weekend. Joined now with the general manager of Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches, Mr. Mike Sophia, with us now. Mike, welcome back. How you doing today? What's going on?
Fantastic. This is my favorite day. It's been my favorite day for I don't know how many years. You got the NCAA tournament starting. You got spring training. This is my favorite day.
Sports day. You got everything you can possibly want.
Yeah.
And in the you got it in the morning, you got it in the evening, you got the baseball in between, you got everything you possibly asked for. Now, you got the Mets coming into town. We see a lot of Met jerseys coming through. Have you talked to us a little bit about last couple weeks? First of all, we had Team Venezuela here.
Yeah. Oh, man. How cool is that? We had them here for 2 games for the exhibition before they got into the Classic, and then they go off and win the whole thing. That's awesome.
That was awesome indeed. And then now the last weekend here, basically before opening day, just around the corner, what can people expect? Got to get your tickets today, huh?
Yeah, I mean, tonight's going to be fantastic. You look at the lineups for both clubs. It's the starting lineups. It's the opening day starting lineups, I think, for both clubs. So we're excited about that. We'll have a big crowd here tonight. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Watching some basketball on the side here. It's just a great night. So we're looking forward to it. And then we get into the weekend. We've got 3 more games left. It's hard to believe. 3 more games, and then off these guys go to start the season.
And then, Mike, you guys had the future stars here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So we had the breakout game this morning. So the future stars for the Marlins and the Astros. It was a great game. Walk-off in the bottom of the 9th of a 3.5 hour game on doubleheader day.
They did a Gatorade.
Yeah, they did. My grounds guys weren't thrilled about that.
They got another game to set up for
It's like, all right, let's take it easy, guys.
Yeah.
Great win, but let's take it easy.
Yeah, there'll be a memo about that tomorrow, I think.
And so to put a cap on it, this spring training season, what has been different? What have you noticed about, the Palm Beach crowd, the Palm Beach County fans coming through here? What have been some sort of trends you notice? Certain teams kind of giving different types of draws. The World Baseball Classic team, having them here. What has been different about this year's spring training?
No, the World Baseball Classic adds a whole different flavor to the thing. I think people get, super jazzed up because there's meaningful baseball in March, which there's not most years. So that was cool. And then, it's been a great year. We've had some great weather. We've had Pittsburgh and Baltimore came through. We haven't seen those guys in a while. But again, we're looking to close out the season strong, and again tonight, you start to see all the guys getting 3-4 at bats. You see the starters in the lineup for 7-8 innings. This is the time of year we love.
Now, best games you got this time of year, huh? Because the last couple games, this is where live at bats, you take a little bit of a break. These guys need to actually reach some form. Early part of the year, everybody's just the workload is very tidy and particular. Now it's almost full go.
Yeah, and our audience down here recognizes that it's the first week of the year. We see it. We don't have as many people out, and they all know that the guys are going to work every other day, get 2 or 3 innings in. But
once we get into the third and fourth week, this is where it's at, and you start to see everybody come out and catch some baseball, and it's good baseball before you get to opening day next week.
Mike Sophia, GM at Cacti Park, joining Russo and Rizzo. Now, Mike, you mentioned you had Venezuela here. How into the World Baseball Classic were you? Because, partner, I'll tell you what, as my partner Colin Russo knows, I was a little too into it. I was very upset Team USA didn't win. I didn't necessarily like the effort, the no rah-rah towards the squad. I thought other teams wanted to be there more than Team USA. I thought we had the best roster, and we still end up losing. I'm a spoiled brat American that expects to win baseball. We invented the sport. Were you as into the Classic as I was, Mike? I had a tough time going to bed when we didn't take home the gold at the World Baseball Classic.
I was, and I got to tell you, I was a little bit different. I'm always pro-USA. I always believe baseball, basketball, but Venezuela was a pretty cool story. So I had that, and so congrats to them. A little disappointing showing for USA, but what a great tournament to have it down here, to have the Dominican Republic, U.S., Venezuela in it was fantastic.
And the crowds were evident. The crowds were evident here when Venezuela was in town. The crowds were definitely evident when they was down at Lone Depot Park once you got into the knockout stage. I think there is something to be said about, yes, the United States fans were there, the players were there, but the energy and excitement, I definitely don't think was close comparatively from what we saw from the United States versus Team Venezuela, Team Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Japan, Italy. Teams like that sort of have that underdog mentality coming in to play the United States. The energy I thought was clear as day, and I think the fans, we got a taste of that here at Cacti Park, but I think it was just so evident, even on TV during the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, it's such an international feel to it, and that's going to lead up to the World Cup this year. We'll see a bunch of that in South Florida too, so that's going to be a blast. But it's cool to see these fans come out and get so excited about their club, and it's a lot like we were with Olympic hockey. I mean, you saw everybody in the United States get so fired up about that gold medal. And so, it's great.
Now, NCAA tournament time. Or you find yourself being a bracket guy? Do you fill out brackets?
Of course. One.
You're one bracket.
One.
Yeah, listen, if you do more than one bracket, that is a waste of time.
I agree.
That is a waste of time.
I ultimately agree. So you have one bracket through.
Yep. Submit it to a couple different pools, whatever you're in, but one bracket.
And is it dead?
No, not yet. You can't be too dead early. I think Duke
did you have Wisconsin winning?
I had Wisconsin winning, but I didn't have them going far. I think I had who lost the first game?
Ohio State, TCU.
Ohio State. That's an 8-9 game.
I agree. You don't care about that.
Nobody cares about that.
I agree.
So all good so far.
Who do you need to make a Final Four run?
I'm a Gator guy, so I'm a Gator graduate, so that's who I'm rooting for. That's who I picked. I think Arizona, Iowa State, Houston, all of these teams are great, and it's going to be a great tournament.
Yeah, a lot of good one seeds. Now, Mike, with the spring training closing here, you got the Mets later on today in just under an hour, and then you also have stuff throughout the weekend. Where can people go and get their tickets if they want to still come on down and enjoy the last bits and pieces of spring training?
Yeah, cactipark.com. We'll still have tickets here at the window for all the remaining games. So
walk-ins.
Walk up. Go to cactipark.com, get your tickets early, and again, we got 3 more days to catch Major League Baseball before they head north. So
and freeze their bums off.
That's right. There's going to be some unpleasant baseball for the first couple of weeks. I know.
All right, and do you have a big Cinderella? How about this? Last thing I'll ask.
Akron.
You have Akron.
Yeah. Akron.
No Sweet 16 runs.
No.
So you're safe on this regard.
Yeah.
See, Mike Rizzo can't stand Cinderellas.
I've been burned too many times. I mentioned I'm a Buckeye. All right, my uncle taught me to be a Kentucky fan. I grew up at Rupp Arena. I love Calipari. They ran the Cinderella ran Calipari away from Kentucky. Now I got to watch him go to Elite Eights and win SEC championships with Arkansas. And I'm stuck with Mark Pope. How does that make sense? It makes sense of that for me. So, yeah, I'm all done with Cinderella. I'm done. And NIL's doing a good job of getting rid of it, I think.
We just saw Siena go door to door with Duke.
They lost.
What about High Point?
Listen, that's Greg Gard's issue.
No, that's not NIL. That's not grand scope.
But hang on, a 12 and a 5. Colin, it's not like it's a 15, like St. Peter's a 15, Oakland and Golke a 15. Like, I don't know if 12-5 is that Cinderella. Now, if High Point goes the Elite Eight, I'll be very upset. But it was one game. I'm talking about having teams in Final Fours like George Mason and company. I'm all good on that. All good on
So, Mike, Sophia, are you in favor of Cinderellas?
Yeah, I am. And 5 seed, there's always one or two. You have to pick at least one 12 in every bracket.
We got burned.
You can't be a 5 seed and be the first one to play, and you can't be the last one to play, because if all the other 3 5 seeds go 3-0, you're going to lose.
You know what's happening.
That's what happened in Wisconsin 2 years ago against James Madison, and this year they were the first team to go out. I can't deal with it.
You got Golke. Colin, you got Jack Golke.
Do you remember that? It was Kentucky versus Oakland 2 years ago.
The guy who made all the threes?
Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
It was Oakland University in Michigan. And they had this one kid who said post-game that he's probably going to work at, he's going to be an insurance guy or something like that. That was how he was going to run his career. And then he hits 17 threes against Kentucky and knocks Calipari out of that school.
That's right. If he had a normal night, Calipari's probably still there, and
correct.
You're not as mad about
and I'm
the
not,
whole
and
deal.
I'm not upset. And you, by the way, Colin, you were talking mad crap about that yesterday. You got Golke today by what was his name?
Chase Johnston of High Point University.
Got Golke. He got Golke.
Now, Mike, we appreciate you giving us the time. Looking forward to seeing how the Met band shows out today, seeing all these great players here at Cacti Park. Come on down. If you're right down the street from here, you can just drive on up, go to the window, go online at cactipark.com to get your tickets today. Before all these teams go back up north and the season starts with opening day around the corner, Mike Sophia, it's a pleasure as always. Thanks for having us out. Looking forward to talking again soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike Sophia, the general manager at Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches. We'll take a time out here. We got Steve Politziner on the other side of things. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, ref, timeout, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With the free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Lithium batteries and products containing them need to be disposed of responsibly. Lithium batteries are highly volatile and can easily ignite if they enter the waste stream, causing fires and putting people and property at risk. As a community, we have a vested interest in preventing these fires and recycling in garbage facilities and equipment in Palm Beach County. Never put lithium batteries into the garbage or recycling bins. Do your part and a fire won't start. For disposal locations, visit swa.org/batterysmart.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. If you want to make big money and you didn't want to make a bracket, you're the chalk and Stewarts of the world, and you only believe in betting every possible thing in the world, no better place to take a look and go bet the high point money line than Hard Rock Bet.
I'll tell you what, guys. Colin and I right now, we're living the life. I'm at a Ball Diamond. I'm at Cacti Park, and I got every single March Madness game up on laptops, and I'm talking talking sports and doing the show with you, and betting sports are good friends at Hard Rock Bet. I mentioned we're at Cacti Park. All right, Colin and I are going to put together our MLB future bets. It's one of our favorite things to do every single year. Be on the lookout for that. But Colin hit the nail on the head. I mean, this is the best time to be a bettor with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet with the big tournament going on. I mean, you saw Duke nearly get beat by Siena. Can you imagine the payday you would have had taking that Siena spread line? Can you imagine the payday you could have had taking High Point over Collins Badgers? I mean, listen, gamble responsibly, but this is the time to download that app. That is a Hard Rock Bet app. March Madness, MLB right around the corner. You got the NBA playoffs right around the corner as well. Get involved with the big tournament with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're a friend of a gambling issue, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That's 1-833-PLAY-WISE. You know what? We're welcoming him in. Welcome, Uncle Steve. I wonder how much of the big tournament Uncle Steve is watched so far.
He's the Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Famer. He's the Vice President of Basketball Operations for the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. He is the chair member of the National Championship Game Host Committee. He is one of the founders of the Boca Bowl right here in South Florida. He is the Good Karma Brands president. It is Steve. He's Lehigh grad who was in the first four against Prairie View. It is Steve Pollard Sr. with us now. Steve, how are you?
Vice President of Operations of something. I mean, every week I love it, Colin. I love the aggressiveness with the titles. I mean, I think 4 out of 6 were accurate. I think at one point you had me as the founder of the national championship game, but other than that, good job.
The welcome committee, right?
I know you're smarting. I am too. My 2 teams, 0 for 2, Lehigh and Wisconsin. I know you're smarting about Wisconsin, but it is what makes March Madness the madness that is March.
Now, are you firing Greg Gard, like my partner Colin Russo, Uncle Steve? Greg Gard, head basketball coach in Wisconsin.
I see these social media headlines from Colin. Yeah, I'm not firing Greg Gard. I'm not firing Greg Gard.
Why not?
Right now? You're firing him right now?
Yes.
Like he's not allowed on the bus?
Yes. Walk home.
Because I can't say in the moment first of all, we're not breaking down Greg Gard on this show,
Too
but
late,
if we are.
Too late. Way too late, Steve. Colin did 20 minutes. He did 20 minutes to open the show on guard. Are you keeping the guy around? Steve, the guy has one thing I'll agree with my part.
He can't win a tournament game. You should not be coaching.
Steve, I was 21 years old the last time Greg Gard won a tournament game. I'm 30. That's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. But it's like Wisconsin competes every year. What a great run they had this year. For parts of the season.
In volleyball?
This is what it's like in Madison. If you're talking to the fans, this is what it's like.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. That's how I'm not ready to fire him just yet. But it stings losing a high point on a guy that's not made a 2-point layup.
And then the 2-pointer he does make is the go-ahead basket with 50 seconds to go. Unbelievable. Yeah. Chase Johnson. We got Jack Golkeed.
You got Golkeed.
If Steve, you remember the kid on Oakland who beat Kentucky, who knocked Calipari out of town? That's what Wisconsin needs. So I need something like that. Now, Steve, are you one bracket guy, multiple bracket guy? How have you done this year?
This year, just on time, I went with one bracket, and I don't really like my bracket. In fact, I'm pulling it up right here. It's just one of those things where I just kind of let it go, and I'm like, all right, you gotta obviously make some choices. You can't have all the 1 seeds, but you can't overdo the early day. And then I try to think like, who is everyone on and who isn't everyone on, and I think I somehow ended up with Iowa State in my at least my Final Four, and I feel like they're no one's Final Four, if not my championship game.
Well, good news is Iowa State offensively, defensively ratings with Ken Palm are through the roof. That's a good pick, Uncle Steve. I actually disagree with you there. It's a good pick.
Where are you guys?
Let's put it this way. I went with a lot of chalk. I went Duke, I went Michigan, I went Arizona State, and I went Houston. I am a firm believer, Uncle, not to get too into it. It's a statistic called Ken Palm. In the last 15 of 16 national championship winners have followed the criteria of offensive and defensive efficiency. I went with the teams that are under that category deep. I told Colin yesterday, I still stand by it, even though Siena almost shocked the world and beat Duke. I think NIL is killing Cinderella, and I think you're going to be getting those premium matchups that we all want in the Elite Eight and in the Final Four.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Duke got a scare today. Wisconsin.
That's what I was going to say.
High
High point.
Here's the thing. Wisconsin was a 12 and a 5. I know we're all boats. High point. They were a 12 seed. They were a 12 seed.
Or the Big South. Excuse me. Not the Sun Belt.
And we see scares early in the first round. Uncle Steve, I am the guy who wants the best matchups in the Elite Eight and the Final Four. I want to watch the best teams do battle in the tournament. Colin gets on me. He says, Riz, you'll never root for David. You're always rooting for Goliath.
He is.
I'll listen to all that. But, Steve, you know the teams I root for, all right? I'm tired of Cinderella beating my butt. I'm tired of being out of this tournament, but before it even starts, all right? I got scars from the past. I want the best teams in the tournament.
Yeah, I think I don't think anything's changed in the tournament in the sense that people love the Cinderella stories, the upsets early, and tend to like blue bloods late. It's just more that the upsets don't mean as much as they used to because the playing field has been leveled out, and between transfer and NIL and guys who can just instantly make differences, the excitement is still there. It was an unbelievable college basketball season. It just doesn't feel like, oh, do you remember where you were when that happened? Because it happens so much more often. Don't you see it that way?
I see what you're talking about. I do. Maybe you're desensitized is maybe the word we're looking at.
Yeah.
Because it's not as crazy. Now, I agree with Mike from the perspective that, like, at the end of the day, I am rooting for good games. I am rooting for the top teams to play each other. But I think one Cinderella a year just adds a little bit of flavor, a little, I guess, memorable moments, you could say. Loyola Chicago, you'll never forget that. You'll never forget Loyola Chicago. St. Peter's was amazing. Even when Kansas State or NC State, those were, sure, Power 4 teams, but teams that made sort of illustrious runs that defined their respective tournaments. But I don't think Cinderellas are dead. I think college basketball, the element of randomness really is akin to baseball in a sense where one game, anybody can get caught. You saw that in the World Baseball Classic. Steve, for you, do you have a Cinderella in this year's bracket that you made, that you put together, that you have making a run, Elite 8, Sweet 16?
Grabbing my bracket.
Wow,
reach into that book bag and grab the
chalk bracket.
As he should.
With my bracket.
It's the era. It's the era of chalk.
All right, I got Michigan State, Houston, Purdue, and Alabama with very little sense behind that.
Michigan State, Purdue, Houston, Alabama. That's your Final Four? Wow. Alabama. They might lose the Hawks.
It's like 2017. It's like most dangerous teams. How about that? Jeez.
He clearly didn't see that.
That. You know what I am fascinated by? This whole, there are so few teams. I saw this stat earlier today. This may not be one that has been dropped on you guys yet. There are only 17% of D1 teams that are in the Pacific time zone anymore, and only 14% of the tournament teams are Pacific time zone teams. The whole tournament, if you think about the teams and where the power has shifted, is so south and east and central now. So teams like Arkansas and St. John's, who've been banished out west, it's like they're gone to a different country. The West is like done from a basketball standpoint.
I understand. And St. John's has to go all the way to San Diego. Arkansas, who played on Sunday against Vanderbilt, had to go all the way to Portland. Wisconsin, by the way, who played in Portland 1:50 Eastern time in the afternoon, which is 10:50 local time, which is an absolute joke that they had the Portland game open things up. But nonetheless, I agree with you from that perspective. And a couple other caveats to that. If you're talking about travel and where they're putting these teams, Steve, the South region, Florida's the 1 seed, Houston's the 2 seed. You know the Sweet 16, the Elite 8 in that region is in Houston? It's at the Toyota Center or whatever they call it. And it's 3 miles away from University of Houston's campus.
They don't care about that once you get that far. Once you get that far, I think they're actually leaning into that.
Yeah.
It's in the early rounds. You almost need to do it the other way around now, because you got to find reason to go to, for some of the, especially in the West. And that's why I think they went with those named brands, because you don't have many West Coast teams to pick from anymore. So you put these East Coast named brands. I just don't know, like St. John's. St. John's is almost being penalized. Oh, they're good. They're a name. But who's watching? Who's going out to watch St. John's? And if I'm not mistaken, don't they have to go to San Jose the second weekend? If they were good.
They would be against Duke in that second round, which I believe is D.C. I want to say the Sweet 16 Elite 8 is in D.C.
Then one of them, Arkansas. Somebody's going to have to go to San Jose.
But, boys, even more on St. John's, like them being a 5 is a joke, too. Like seeing some of those 4 seeds, like Alabama a 4 seed, and you're giving St. John's a 5. I don't know. I had a lot of issues logistically and the seeding with the committee this year.
Steve Politziner with us now, the Good Karma Brands president, the Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Famer. Steve, now on top of this, Mike and I have Arizona. That's been my team from the beginning. Mike had Duke. I think you're glad that you're off Duke now, and then you have Arizona now with me.
No. My championship game is Arizona and Duke, and I have Duke winning. I didn't want to pick Arizona with you, so I went with Duke. Does that make sense?
How do you feel now?
How did you know who he was going with?
We talked it over. Uncle Steve. I was
going to make your picks together.
No. Here, I told Colin. I said, Kyle, Arizona hasn't made a Final Four in 25 years. They are the team that chokes every single year. They have a loaded team, and they always choke. And Colin goes, Mike, they are legit. And I took his word for it. So I went with Arizona. I got Arizona in the Final Four. I got Michigan in the Final Four. I told you I have Duke winning it all. And then I guess what's going to win me my bracket, because everyone has chalk.
You need a winner bracket.
I took Houston, and I took Florida to lose to Vanderbilt.
St. John's fans.
You busted my bracket last year, brother. I can't take you.
Steve, we're at Cacti Park in the Palm Beaches right now, and the Mets are in town. So all the Met fans are here, the St. John's lot, if you will. So they're all rooting for St. John's heavy. But I love tournament time. I think Cinderellas are alive and well. I hate the fact that High Point is going to be the Cinderella of this year's bracket.
They're going to lose. They're going to lose next round to Arkansas.
Now, Steve,
right?
I understand. Yeah, maybe. Now, Steve, it's my understanding that it is spring break for you and your family, so you guys have been doing a little traveling. But where does this rank for you? Thursday and Friday, the NCAA tournament. Do you rank it as in high regard as much as Mike and I do in terms of sports days of the calendar year?
Yeah, I love it because it's one of the last things. There aren't many things that cut into the daytime. Cut into the day party effect of people meeting up for the long lunch or the taking off and going to Vegas. There's just so few things that happen today because of TV. It's all because of TV and trying to get the ratings. And I go back to, do you remember there was the Boss button? The Boss button was a brilliant invention probably 15 years ago where you would pull up your bracket when you were streaming the games in the early days of streaming, let's say 15 years ago. And if you hit the Boss button, it was so you could stream at work, and then it would put up a fictitious Excel spreadsheet. So in case the boss walked by, it was brilliant. And that was the days of all right, streaming's here, we're watching the games wherever we are. We don't have to take the day off. And you would hit the Boss button, and all of a sudden the sound would immediately deaden, and a Excel spreadsheet would pop up. I love that. And, yeah, the all-day aspect, of it, especially now, you got the multiple screens. I heard Riz say he's got the screens all set up all over. You just have to make choices. Oh, do I watch this game or that game? And obviously they try to stagger the starts, and you have all the, the various distribution points. But the ability to watch it now is great. But I still think the special thing is during the day. What other sports occur in the U.S. on a weekday that take over? That's the big thing for me. What else? Nothing. What's in the middle of the day?
My only pushback, and I am a baseball guy, I think opening day for me is one of those days, but it doesn't even sniff the March Madness and I think kind of the chokehold that it has on the country. I think opening day is solid, though. I think opening day is solid.
I love baseball. Baseball's I love baseball. I'm ready for opening day. But if the games don't matter,
that's
not
they matter, but I get what you're saying.
You're also watching your team. You're not watching, sequentially, everybody's watching the same games at the same time with the NCAA tournament, right? We're all starting watching TCU and Ohio State, regardless of if you care about TCU and Ohio State.
Am I a psychopath for watching Trevor Rogers start opening day for the Baltimore Orioles?
My point is you're not watching all the games because they're all start at once. So, unless you go Octobox, we got that. And you're not ingesting the game properly that way. But so that my personal opinion was Steve's right. This is one of the last sequential things. The only thing, and it's not a work day, but the college football, the 3 games on New Year's Day from New Year's Eve, days like that, I think add to it. Wild card weekend, the NFL, where everybody's sequentially watching the same thing. I think those things can compare. But ultimately, Steve, I think you're rock solid, a doggone right. I think the first Saturday in the NBA postseason, everybody's watching the games sequentially. But there's nothing that really compares. Now, it's funny, as Steve brought up all the boss button and hiding from your bosses when you want to watch the games. Steve was that boss. Steve was the market manager here at ESPN West Palm for years. Well, he was the boss where we worked.
Correct.
And all the people, Steve, did you bust people around the office on the Thursday and Friday, or were you blind-eye boss?
No, we would, it might be a perfect segue. We would go to Duffy's. We would grab all our partners, all our friends, and say, we're getting a few tables, and we're going to hole up beginning at, get there at 11:30 a.m. So we had to had the setup of where we wanted, and we were going to stay for several hours and watch the games at Duffy's because they had all the TVs and then obviously the food and, the great setting. So that was always what I did. I wasn't walking around. Is that what you do, Colin? I know you're the head of the internship program. Do you walk up and down the hallways and try to bust people being distracted?
No,
Steve,
Steve, I am the one distracted watching the games. Us people. I am the one watching the games.
Sadly.
I know, but you're justifying that it's for work. I didn't know if you're going up and down, the sales guys and like, hey, shouldn't you be selling right now? Not, watching the games. I'll watch the
guys
games.
they're trying to sell to are also watching the games.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Hopefully the sales team is all watching the games with partners somewhere.
That's a good point. Steve, what's going on with Duffy's? You go to Duffy's, what do you order?
Well, I mean, what don't you order when it's Duffy's? Like if it's a day like today, you could do the burgers, you could do the wings, you go any day. Because you have the weekday lunch deals, including the Duffy's Double Play, starting at just $7.99, and of course the 2-for-1 famous drinks all day, every day, and the MVP card gets you those extra rewards. Your favorite game or the NCAA tourney or whatever you want to watch is always on. 80 TVs in each location. You'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more.
Steve, are we interrupting lunch? I mean,
what are you talking about?
Sounds tasty. You're eating.
Are you eating right
Partner,
now?
You're eating something. Uncle Steve, what are you eating? What are you eating?
I'm not eating anything. I'm doing the Duffy's endorsement. I would never. I respect.
He's eating.
The
He was
air.
eating.
I
kinda heard
respect
it
them
too.
for them. What are you talking about? I'm not. They're literally. If I take a picture of where I am. There is no food anywhere near here.
You just ate it. It's done. You just threw it out. Wow, Steve. Have a Duffy's award-winning burger.
Yeah.
It better have been a Duffy's award-winning burger.
I agree, but Uncle Steve, best of luck to your bracket. Are you still in Vegas, partner? If you are, I hope it's still good. No, you're back home. You're back home.
Yep, back home, and I'm just hoping the boss doesn't walk by, or so I'll have to hit the boss button.
You are your boss. You are. Hang on. You are your boss.
No, I am the vice president of operations of the
Palm Beach.
What? Benji, the president, gonna bust.
Steve, last thing here. It was Christian Cat, our reluctant producer's last day with us on the air about 2 days ago.
I heard. I didn't get to say goodbye. I hope it all goes well.
But hang on, we got a story for you about what.
So, Steve, we were doing the last show. He says his last day was yesterday with Theoretically Speaking, which is 2 to 4 weekdays, which he co-hosts and produces with Theo Dorsey. His last day with Russo and Rizzo was Tuesday from 4 to 6. We were not in studio. We were at the TGL for the playoffs for the doubleheader, and Christian was at the studio. And Mike and I were trying to get it out of him. And we essentially asked him, Christian, what's your fondest memory of working with Russo and Rizzo, or some of your favorite moments when you're working with Russo and Rizzo? And Christian along the line said nothing.
No, he goes, honestly, I don't have one. And we're like, what?
I don't really have one.
We're like, what?
Wait, what? You have no fond memories? And then yesterday he goes on this. He gives a speech. He's Tom Hanks at the end of Road to Perdition. He's doing the whole thing.
Good shout.
I'm just sitting there like, it's not very emotional with us. It was pretty emotional with Theo. Steve, your thoughts there?
Well, that's very telling, guys. I mean, Theo embraced his producer, and obviously there was a deeper, relationship. Yeah, Tina, in the mix there. You guys, it's like, hey, producer, get me this, get me that. I mean, it's probably a cautionary tale for whoever's up next, and in terms of the treatment. So, the guy's literally crying on his way out of Theo, and you guys, I can remember his best memories. My best memory of Christian is when he completely botched who was on the Yankees and on the Mets that one time. He mixed up who was on each team. And, do you guys remember that?
Was that with us?
I do. It was with us, and it was with Uncle Steve. And Steve goes, Christian, that's not right. And we all started dying laughing. You don't remember this?
Clay Holmes.
That was it. Yeah, it was early in the year. But the Yankees to the Mets.
Also we went into the point of Christian going to the micro wrestling tournament and not watching the World Series. Steve thought that was party foul as well.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I mean, my best memories, I did donate to Christian. I had a real beautiful pair of golf shoes that just didn't fit me. I knew he was a golfer, and I donated those to him. Now, where he's moving, he'll only need those for about 6 weeks a year. So should he even taken them?
They're giving them to Mike.
By the way, those golf, they didn't fit. I got 12.5 foot. Those golf shoes, by the way, which Mike Rizzo took to TGL to give to Christian. Uncle Steve saw me on the way out. He goes, Riz, take these to Christian. I go, these are golf shoes. What's going on here? He goes, they didn't fit. I said, Uncle Steve, I could use some in a 12.5. All right.
Wow. Steve, we appreciate it as always. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the tournament. Looking forward to talking again soon.
Same, guys.
Bye, Steve. Bye, Steve.
Steve Politzino, the Good Karma Brands president, Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Famer, executive vice president of basketball operations for the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association, member of the National Championship Host Committee, founder of the Boca Bowl.
Uncle Steve was eating something.
He was absolutely eating something.
We need to get that out of the way.
I'm going to need to listen back to that.
Uncle
because
Steve.
At some point while he was doing his stuff,
he was eating
he
something.
takes a bite of like a burger or a sandwich.
He was eating
or whatever he was doing. He was hungry.
I know. I'm a professional eater. I know when someone is eating. Uncle Steve was eating.
Because he was like clearing his lips.
He was
yeah. He was clearing his lips.
And you and I look at each other.
I heard it too. He was absolutely eating.
He was stuffing his face.
That is
something.
a first. That's the first time we've ever had somebody on the air with us who was eating in the middle of the segment. Wow. Steve Politzino, our illustrious, fearless leader at the front of the pack, eating a sandwich.
Now, we don't have any games. What's going on? I got Michigan State, who's blowing the doors off of North Dakota State. I got Arkansas blowing the doors off of your
Hawaii's
Rainbow
not dead.
Warrior.
They're not dead yet.
Down about 15 points.
18.
So, I guess this is – which, you know what? Makes sense. Makes sense because we're going to hit the 5 at 5. We're going to have a great time here at Cacti Park, but we're going to be able to pack the gear up and get home for the 7 o'clockers.
There you go. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a
Let's talk about training. I'm not talking about just working out, training. F45 West Palm Beach makes you feel stronger, faster, more conditioned. It means functional 45. It's a 45-minute high-intensity team training session that's designed to build strength, burn fat, get in better condition, better endurance. We're talking real movements, real results, and a different workout every single day. You're not just walking into a gym. You're stepping into a team environment with experienced coaches that want to push you. If you're trying to stay game ready with strength, endurance, whatever it may be, F45 West Palm Beach delivers. Right now, you can try it out for 3 classes for just $30. Located in downtown West Palm, book your ticket today. Book your spot today at F45Training.com/West Palm Beach. F45 Training, team training, life changing.
Quickly.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Arkansas and Arizona is going to be a hell of a Sweet 16.
Hold on. Arkansas, by the way, who's only up 13 with 16 to go against Hawaii.
They'll pull away. Be all right.
All right.
Be all right.
Same thing. The highway pull. We thought that Wisconsin was going to pull away.
You knew that you were losing that game. I'm letting you vent.
Damian Perez, our producer behind the glass. Let's do a little 5% by Flagler Credit Union.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics.
Well, MLB teams are rolling out fun food items for the upcoming season. The Diamondbacks will have a Take Me Out to the Ballgame shake at games this year. It's salted caramel shake and whipped cream, peanut butter, and sandwich cookies with Kit Kat bars and Cracker Jack bars as well. In or out on this shape, and you can actually take a look at it on our stream on YouTube and Facebook right
That's a
now.
mess, right?
Are you in or out on this?
Is that a mess?
I would
That's
never
a
eat
mess.
that. I would never eat that. You want to know what I do, though?
I'm not a caramel guy either.
I like caramel, but that's too much. Dude, I am my mother's son. I like vanilla ice cream. Give me the Helmet O vanilla ice cream with the Chief Wahoo on the cover.
That works.
Jacobs Field. That's the ice cream. Dude, you know what I'm talking about when you go to the ball game?
I agree with you.
You have the helmet. It's just the solid color. Give me the vanilla. That's all I need.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Big news out of the NBA today as Pistons star Cade Cunningham is out indefinitely with a collapsed lung. Does this change the outlook of the Eastern Conference?
I don't know. A collapsed lung is a significant time.
I
don't know how long, but I mean, they're going to have problems in the first round if he is not healthy.
So he will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. There's optimism he'll be back for the playoffs, but nonetheless, it's unknown.
Playoffs start in about three and a half, 4
Damien,
weeks.
did this happen on the court last night, or is it something that he woke up with?
No, yes, it was he collided with a knee on the court. He tried to play, had to come out, and then was actually diagnosed with the collapsed lung this morning.
He couldn't breathe. The Pistons actually have been a really cool story. In the NBA this year, JB Bickerstaff, who the Cavaliers let go of because, hey, he can't get us to the next level. Well, look what he's done with the Pistons. They're the number 1 seed right now in the Eastern Conference. So I think Cunningham's a fine player, but I agree with Colin. The Pistons are going to struggle if they don't have him for a first-round matchup. Off the top of my head, I don't really know who would be that 8 as of right now. I'm at your mercy on what the play-in tournament looks like.
Heat, Hawks, Charlotte.
I think I still think 5-6 games even without Cunningham.
I don't know about that. Not without him.
The Heat would be interesting. I think the Heat would probably give the best fighters chance, but the Heat aren't winning a playoff series. I'm sorry, guys. Even Detroit without Cade Cunningham, I don't think they're winning a playoff series. So I think it hurts, but as long as he's back and okay for the playoffs after round 1, I think they'll take it. I think they can win a round 1 series without Cade Cunningham. So
Number 3.
The Minnesota Vikings brought in Carson Wentz today to add to their quarterback room, which already includes Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy. Are they a bottom 5 quarterback situation in the league?
I guess that you get just as many guys as you could possibly get, 3 guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
that's a nightmare.
I don't know about bottom 5.
That's a nightmare. Bottom 5 could be a stretch.
Falcons
off the top of your head.
Falcons, Dolphins, Jets,
Browns.
From there, I mean, the Raiders are going to be fine.
They got Mendoza.
Yeah, the Cardinals.
Cardinals are going to be awful. I mean, yeah, probably around there. Definitely bottom tier. I told this to Kyle before. I'll say it again. A healthy Kyler Murray is fine. A healthy Kyler Murray can win you 8-9 games. You're not going to win a playoff game.
He did it with a bad franchise, too.
But the issue is Kyler isn't going to be healthy. If you got to go to J.J. McCarthy, I mean, you're better off going to Carson Wentz. I think this is more about how much they can't stand J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, it's weird.
They
can't stand him.
That is a contingency. That is like a
contingency after contingency.
Yes. So I'm more on that point on how out this organization is on J.J. McCarthy.
That Wentz signing is a backup to the starter.
Right.
And then the starter being Murray and Wentz being the backup.
I agree.
Number 4?
Number 4.
So day 1 of March Madness, and safe to say it started off with a bang. Where does this day rank on the sports calendar for you guys?
Top 3, close to 1, if not 1. I would say this day, I would say a late October World Series Saturday alongside college football is as good as it gets.
Love me some baseball.
Game 2 was on that day. Game 7 was on that day. That mixed in with a good college football slate is as good as it gets. I actually think Thanksgiving NFL is as good as it gets. That's a top 5 day of the year, top 10 day of the year. Masters Sunday is up there. Just off of that alone, I think those are, and then the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament.
Let's go through them for me. No particular order. Let's try to rank where this falls. I love week 1 of college football because it's back. Week 1 of NFL football in that first week of Red Zone is something special. The NCAA tournaments, days 1 and 2 of the first round, top tier. For everything Colin said with Thanksgiving, I love rivalry weekend in college football. Yep. It's always been Michigan weekend for me. If I had to, and I love opening day. Another one Colin said was the World Series. So, I think it has to be top 3. For me, it is top 3 by far. I'm a college football man. It's my favorite sport. But the tournament, it's something special these first 2 days.
Number 5.
Number 5.
And last but not least, sticking with the tournament, as we're halfway through day 1, how many total hours will you find yourself watching college basketball today through Sunday? Excuse me.
I'm on duty all night, so we'll see what happens there. UConn doesn't play till Friday night at 10 o'clock. So they're actually the last game of the first round. But I'm excited. The nightcap's going to be good. You're going to have that BYU game. I wonder where Christian Cat is on his journey. He's definitely, he definitely had a late start this morning.
I mean, he probably left at 11 o'clock. For
right, so you got Howard, Michigan, 7-10, not a huge game there. But you got VCU, North Carolina, and the Texas BYU game. A&M St. Mary's is intriguing at 7:35. Then you got the Scholars versus Illinois. I'm excited for that game.
Dude, you think Penn's going to give them a run for their money?
I sure do. TJ Power, remember the name.
And quickly, Fran McCaffrey, former Iowa coach, is the head coach at Penn, his alma mater.
And him and
Underwood, they got beef.
They've had it for a long
history.
time. Always. So, and St. Louis, Georgia being a 9:45 game is great. Now you got the Idaho-Houston game, which we couldn't care less about because we hate the Big Sky. Can't stand it. But outside of that, I mean, this is going to be a heck of a day. And then tomorrow it opens up the early parts of the day, having Santa Clara, Kentucky, and then Akron, Texas Tech as the first 2 games. Can't sign up for more than that. That's great.
We're in studio tomorrow. I'll be watching games with Colin before the show. Colin hit the nail on the head. I mean, when I come home from work tonight and Friday night, I'm hopping in Discord. I'm getting in with the boys, and I'm watching the games. I got 3. I got my 2. I got the 60-inch Cal. I got the 75-inch, and I have my 3 computer monitors all ready to go.
That was your 5 at 5, presented by Flagler Credit Union. Damian Perez, your bracket, not the one that you and Mike and I made, the one that you have personally. I imagine you have Florida winning it all. Are you burned in any spots yet? Did you have any big upsets? Did you nail anything yet? What's going on?
Off to a horrible start. So out of the first 4 games, 3 of them lost. Ohio State, I had USF, and I also had Wisconsin.
You had Wisconsin. Right.
I did. So not off to the best start. I didn't have them going far, so there's still hope. But, bracket was busted on the first game.
Yeah, I do think that I'm not dead yet, and I think that as long as Arizona's alive, as long as UConn is alive, as long as Houston is alive, and as long as Michigan is alive, I'll be alive. But, I'm down on Wisconsin.
It's Final Four. You need your Final Four. If you have your Final Four, come Sweet 16, come Elite 8, that's when the bracket's fun. But I told you guys, man, I stopped caring about my bracket a long time ago. Well, I think the correlation is great. Maybe I think it's funnier than you lot, but as a Catholic, where's your donate? Get the brooms in the pews. Everyone donate. Everyone donate to the church. That's me donating to my March Madness fund every year.
It's a waste of money.
Usher Bob getting in there.
as the national anthem starts here at Cacti Park.
Nice. I told you we were burned there.
Let's get on our feet. Cacti Park at the Palm Beaches. Appreciate them having us out. It is Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo for Mets action coming up here momentarily. Stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you tomorrow. Same time as always, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on ESPN 106.3.